What it do? What it do, my people? Back at you. Let's get it on and popping. So we just gave my boy Tyron Smith a contract extension. So Jerry's moving different right now. He's moving very different. We signed Ferguson in the off season. We got Hunter Lipke signed, even though we didn't use him like that in the first game against the Eagles. Um, we re-signed somebody else. Who did we re-sign or extend? I know Ferg. I know Hunter Lipke. Who else did we extend? Osa. We got Osa done during the off season, and we did Deron Bland. Got him done, which made him the sixth highest paid corner in the league. I think that's good for him. Congrats to him. And we just got through doing Tyron Smith's extension. So we've made Tyron Smith the highest paid guard in the NFL. If I'm not mistaken, we gave him 4 years, $96 million extension, 81.2 guaranteed. He said to earn $24 million a year, which makes him the highest paid guard over Trey Smith. I'm glad that we're getting these contracts out the way. I think Jerry, and I might be wrong, but I think Jerry is setting up for something major. I think he's trying to get everybody out the way right now to make up for the Michael Parsons situation. I don't know who they could be. Whether it can be a linebacker, a DN, or a running back. I don't know. I think Jerry got something up his sleeve that he's moving towards right now, and we just can't figure it out. And to be honest with you, I like it. We ain't moved like this in a while. I'm talking about a long while. We had the Dak Prescott's contract, and he was franchise tagged twice before he, got his first contract, and the Zeke contract. While he was in, I think Cabo, before he got his contract. CD Lamb missed the training camps while he was holding out for his contract. It seems like Jerry is moving a little differently than normal, than his usual ways. He's not moving the same. I don't know if I'm the only one that's seeing this. I know a lot of other podcasters or content creators. They've been speaking about it like he's moving. Jerry don't operate like this. He usually don't operate like this. In the past, he hasn't. He'll wait till the last minute to try to sign you. And I made a whole video about his interview before Michael was traded, the interview that he did. And I was kind of pissed off with it. Because I'm like, if you're going to sign him, you knew you was going to sign him 2 years ago, 3 years ago, a year ago. Just go and sign him. Why prolong it? And then turn around and he traded him. I didn't expect it. Though I would love to have Micah here, like I said. I'm quite sure everybody would have loved to have Micah here. Would he have made a difference in the Eagles game? I don't know. Would he have gotten sacks in the Eagles game? Probably would have. Would they have changed the whole game? Probably would have. But also, I've seen Michael be on this team and Saquon Barkley run for down there 160 yards. I'm just saying. I've seen it. So for him to make this move was something different. It caught me off guard. It caught everybody off guard. So I'm fine with it because of the simple fact that you did something that you're not known to do. You don't usually do. because you usually pay your players, especially when it's someone you drafted, a superstar that you drafted. Jerry usually pays those players, and this time he didn't. So it kind of caught everybody off guard and left me like, he gotta have a plan behind what he's doing. He has to have some type of plan behind what he's doing. Whether it's using your draft picks for you're gonna draft players or however way. But I think before this trade deadline that he's gonna make some trades, some very very unexpected trades. And if he don't, okay, he don't. That means he's pushing forward with what he has. But if he do, like, there's him moving in ways that like we haven't seen since. Like, if he make trades this season, I'm talking about some damn wow type trades. That means he's moving like he did when we got Charles Haley, just point blank. And he actually tried to do it when we got Roy Williams from Detroit, the wide receiver, but that didn't pan out too well. I was happy when we made that trade, but I was so disappointed when he got here. I was so disappointed. I still remember that damn fumble that he did against the Saints. Man, I'm talking about boy. But that's neither here nor there. But I mean, I think Jerry is moving differently. A lot of people don't agree with it, but I like the fact that he's moving differently. I like the fact that he's moving differently. Um, we need a difference when it comes to Jerry Jones. We need something different when it comes to Jerry Jones and the Cowboys because they've been giving us the same thing every year. Every year, he's giving us the same thing. He's always waited to the last minute to sign players, get them the extensions. He's always waited to the last. He's given us something different than what we've expected because of what we're used to when it comes to Jerry Jones. And I like that. I like that. Kenny Clark, it just the first game itself. It was a big difference when it came to the run game. It was a big difference. Even though Saquon had like 40 some yards, I think 49 yards in the first half. But it was a big difference. It was a big difference. It was a big difference. And if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts, then they wouldn't have had they wouldn't have got what they got if it wasn't for Jalen Hurts rushing. And you got to put that on Eberflus because you coming into this game, you have to know that you need a spy out there when it comes to Jalen Hurts. You have to know this. But when he came in the second half, sending the blitzes that he was sending, corner blitzes, like it was something totally different. It was something totally different. And Jalen Hurts couldn't react to it. So he had to move accordingly. So I think that each game, each week, our team will get better each week. I see us getting better each week. Now, mind you, I think we need to play more of Marriage Leofow. Oh, I can't wait till Marion Overshawn comes back. I can't wait till he comes back. And I like Jack Sanborn. I'm not getting Kenneth Murray. His read and reaction time, like I'm not getting it. It's just not sitting right with me. It's just not sitting right with me. I think we should play Marriage Leofow more right now. And James, our rookie linebacker, I think they should acclimate him and play him more. I think he should have been acclimated and played during the Eagles game because I think he would have been a better spy on Jalen Hurts, but it doesn't matter if he would have been a better spy or not because we really didn't have a spy out there. And everybody likes what Damone Clark did. I do not. I don't like what I saw from Damone Clark because he was still the same Damone Clark. When it came to the run game, I'm watching him like he wasn't reading the run like he should have read the run. And then when it all piles up, this when he want to come in the pile, and he still look like he don't want to make a move. Like it was things that I saw when it came to Damone Clark when he was hesitant on a lot of things, and he was out thinking himself when it came to a lot of things when it came down in the game. And Kenneth Clark, Kenneth Murray. But I saw what he did to Jack Sanborn, just knocked him down, took him out. I'm like, oh, come on, man, come on. We can't be doing this, bro. We can't be doing this. But I like Jack. Only thing about Jack Sanborn, he doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the speed. But his read and reaction is he's very smart at doing that. I like that. I like that. So yeah, and Deron Bland just got his contract, and he's hurt for 2 weeks. I'm fine with that. You just have to scheme. Your scheme have to come. Your scheme. You have to just scheme better when it comes to this game. This game that we're playing tomorrow at 12 o'clock. It shouldn't even be close. Let me say that again. This game that we're playing tomorrow morning, 12 o'clock, noon, it shouldn't be close. If this game is close, then this team need more work than what we thought. This team is not what we figured this team would be if this game is close. This game shouldn't be close. It shouldn't be close. Right now, we're looking at, and to be honest, and I don't give a damn what Eagle fans may say or what they might think. We should be, even though we are not. We should be 1-0. Let me say that again. We should be, the Dallas Cowboys should be 1-0. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. And if we didn't have those drops, if we didn't have the fumble, I believe that if CeeDee Lamb hadn't dropped the passes that he dropped, I believe that if Miles Sanders hadn't fumbled the ball, we would have beat the Eagles by at least 10 points. And it's a lot of ifs, yeah. True. I don't believe in more victories. I believe that I can take a lot from the game that we lost, but it's not a more victory. It's just like we got to clean up a lot of shit. If Deron Bland makes the sack if him and Trayvon Diggs make the sack when they was cornerback blitzing, change the whole game. Changes the whole game. Trayvon Diggs look like he ain't want no part of even trying to sack. I heard his interview. He said, caught him off guard. It was like, it was too good to be true. And I understand that because he's not used to cornerback blitzing. Trayvon Diggs usually is not the one who's doing the cornerback blitz. We've seen Deron Bland do it a few times. We've seen him. But most of the time, it's usually the safeties. Donovan Wilson usually is the one that's doing the blitzing on the cornerback blitz. It's usually him. In the past, most of the time, it's usually him. So, it was something different. Excuse me, y'all. Clean my nose. Yeah. Like I said, it's usually Dono. But my thing is, Dono, his coverage skills is he can't cover. He just can't cover. He can't cover. Now, I said this in the comments when I was watching watching Players Lounge. I think that's what it was. If they had to try to move Donovan Wilson to a linebacker position just like they did Marquise Bell, I think that would have been a better fit at a linebacker position than Marquise Bell. I think that would have been a better fit than Marquise Bell because Donovan Wilson is a hitter. He's a hitter. And though he can't play in the coverage, he's good in zones. That's what we playing in with Matt Eberflus. So I guess him being at safety helps out a whole lot because he's good in zones. But if he got to play anybody 1-on-1, it's not. It's just not. That's not his skill set. It's just not his skill set. But like I said, to piggyback on what I was saying, we just re-signed. Well, we just gave Tyler Smith an extension, and the extension made him the highest paid guard in the league. I'm glad we getting these extensions out the way. Now we can play football. Ain't nobody got to be worried about, am I going to get paid? When am I going to get my contract? You know, DeRon Bland, he wanted his contract. Like Tyler Smith, of course, we had to pay him. We couldn't let him go. So I like how Jerry's moving right now. A lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of commentators, a lot of analysts, they might not like how Jerry Jones is moving, y'all. And y'all excuse me because I do have a sinus allergy issue. So I'm dealing with it. It's crazy how it just started bothering me when I decide to put out this content. But it's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm not like other people when it comes to now how Jerry is moving. I actually like it. I love it. It's different. He giving us something that he hasn't given us in the past. He's moving very differently. Excuse me, y'all. He's moving very differently. And I like every bit of it. Like I said, Kenny Clark is a... People don't realize having Kenny... What... That was a big difference. Having Kenny Clark on that defensive line. There was a big difference having him as that D tackle. One take D tackle on that line. That was a big difference. Like, now the whole defense has to play. The whole defense has to come together and play as a team. And that's what we saw when it came to the Cowboys playing the Eagles. They came together and played as a team. It wasn't anybody relying on Michael Parsons, what they would do in the past, just relying on Michael Parsons' speed and his athleticism getting to the quarterback. Like, everybody came together and played as a team. That's what you want. So don't tell me that Brian Schottenheimer is not changing the culture on this team, because he is. This game, and if it was just me, then and if I'm the only one that saw this, then y'all just let me know. But this is the most physical I've ever seen my team in a while. I'm 45 years old. I haven't seen them this physical in a long time. When I'm talking about physical, I'm talking about the offensive line and the defensive line. If it wasn't for Jalen Hurts with those scrambles, they wouldn't have had nothing. like I tell people, like you had Saquon rush for 18 rushes for what 66 yards. AJ Brown 1 catch for 8 yards. Devontae Smith 3 catches for 18 yards. Like with those stats, you ain't gotta say nothing. Cowboys won that game. Cowboys won that game. And if it wasn't for that Johan Dotson pass, that deep pass on Kyrie Elam, call him, whatever. It was good defense. And it was good. It was a good offensive play because Devontae Smith changed that whole thing when it came to Malik Hooker because he took him out at the other safety spot. So Malik Hooker wouldn't have covered, Devontae Smith. So that's why he got that pass, that deep pass. But if it weren't for that, then he wouldn't have had passing yards. Neither I think he ended up with like 160 some passing yards. He wouldn't have had that if it weren't for that pass. But kudos. This is a different team. I think we should run more with Javonte Williams, and we got to get Jadon Blue in. Jadon Blue, he has to play. I'm sorry. Anytime your running back like Miles Sanders get hawked down by a linebacker who came all the way across the field, yeah. And these are some of the things that I spoke about when it came to the NFC East roundtable that we just did on this past Monday. And we're coming back. Shout out to the NFC East roundtable. We will be back on this Monday at 5:00. So yeah. But if it weren't for that, it's a lot of what ifs in this game. But I like my what ifs. I like my what ifs in this game when it comes to the Cowboys. I do. I do. I think we got to get. We started out in this game. I think the first pass, if I'm not mistaken, was to George Pickens. We got to get him more involved. It's so much that George Pickens can do. Because if you want to look at it, like everybody remember how Dez Bryant was when it came to this team, like Dez Bryant going up and catching everything. Dez Bryant wasn't known to be no route runner because he wasn't running no routes. He either running an out route, hitch route, slant. He's not known to be a great route runner. He's not a great route runner. I think George Pickens is a better route runner than Dez Bryant. But I think that everything that Dez Bryant did and brought to the table, I think George Pickens can do those things and more. So with that being said, we got to get him involved. We gotta get him more shots because that pass interference that he got that he then still tried to catch with one hand, he still down there caught that ball, y'all. And he was trying to still catch that ball, y'all. I'm just saying. But when this offense get to clicking like it should be, and it was clicking like this is one of the best games I've seen Dak play when we played the Eagles. Dak played fearless football. He played fearless football. Dak was on it. I can't take nothing away from him when it comes to this game. He was on it. He was playing. So to everybody that has something to say about like Dak was playing, you can't take that away from Dak. You just can't. It is what it is. Dak played his butt off. And if CeeDee Lamb hadn't caught those passes, CeeDee Lamb would have, if not had 200 yards receiving, it would have been over. I'm trying to tell y'all. That game should have been totally different. And we'll be looking at the Cowboys as being 1-0 right now. And the Eagles 0-1. I wonder what everybody be saying then. Well, the Eagles just didn't come out with their best game. They lost a lot of players, and
They got a new offensive coordinator, and well, they working through it. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Y'all don't give us a pass. Y'all don't give us a pass. So why should we be giving the Eagles a pass? The Eagles haven't kept now one of their top defensive ends. They always let their top defensive ends go. They do. And they bring in other defensive ends. So that means we have to see what their defensive ends is going to do now. They just signed Zadarius Smith. Yeah, they signed him. So we'll see what he can do. If he can get pressure, I really wanted Jadeveon Clowney. I think Jadeveon Clowney would have been a great asset to the team. Like he could have helped us in a whole lot of ways because he's great in. Not only is he great in pass rushing, he's great in stopping the run. I think he just wants some more time to relax, and I'm just saying, let's go get him. I'm willing to bring in everybody, whoever we can bring in. If you finna make, and like I said, I think this is going to happen. I think he's gonna make a big time trade. He has to make a big time trade. Jerry Jones has to make some type of big time trade. He has to, because this team is still missing something. And I ain't talking about that something being on offense. It's the defense is still missing something. Something. And it's something we can bring in and it would change the whole trajectory when it comes to the Cowboys. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Unless Brian Schottenheimer, this doggone this coaching guru, he can come in and like I like his play calling, but it's a lot of other things he need to implement in his play call. I think we need more running back screens. We have to have running back screens to you know when it comes to the pass rush on the opposite team. That is what slows that pass rush down. You got to put some running back screens somewhere up in your play calling. That need to stay in everybody's play calling. Like I don't understand the Commanders. They had a running back. I forgot his name. He was averaging 5.2 yards a carry, something close to that. Like he only ran one time. Like why wouldn't you run the ball? They're pass rushing heavy against y'all. Why won't you run the ball? Why won't you run any screens? I seen Jay Daniels do a read option and he handed it to the running back, and he should have kept that damn ball. Why should he have kept that ball? Because Gary was coming straight at the running back. And if he had kept that ball, I'm quite sure he's seeing this. If he had kept that ball, then I know he could have ran for at least 20 yards. But no, he had the ball off. I'm just saying. But like I said, if this game is close when we play the Giants, we have a problem. Mind you, the Giants defensive line, and I'm going to say this, and a lot of people might not agree with it. The Giants defensive line is way better right now than the Eagles defensive line. With Abdul Carter and Barnes and Dexter Lawrence and Thibodeau, they defensive line is better than the Eagles defensive line right now. I'm just saying, that's facts. So our offensive line is going to be tested way more than the Eagles game. I'm telling you. They are. And even though Malik Neighbors is not a A.J. Brown, Uh, him and Javante Smith. I think Malik Neighbors would probably be a better receiver than Javante Smith. Like I look at him as being like a Justin Jefferson type receiver. As time goes on, Odell Beckham type receiver, put it like that. Odell Beckham type receiver with the Giants. Like he's something serious. So me, I'm making sure that he don't dictate this game. Everybody else, he gonna have to beat us with everybody else. And I'm not just gonna rush. I'm not just gonna rush my front four when it comes to the D line. I'm not just rushing my front four. Unless my front four gonna get pressure, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm not. I don't know. I was all for Dante Fowler, but let me tell you something. Fowler is not playing discipline. He should have played more discipline in the Eagles game. It would have been totally different because Jalen Hurts wouldn't have been able to do the scrambles that he did. So he's not playing discipline right now. He started out on the outside, then take the inside. Like you got to stay disciplined, Dante Fowler. Got to. You got to. Donovan as a walker, like the expectations from you, like, and I know you're a rookie, and shout out to what's my guy from the Players Lounge, and I listened to this in I gotta get my guy name because I can't say this without you know saying his name because I like this. I like this from him. I like this from him. So I got to get his name. I can't believe I ain't got his name right now. Oh, my boy knew it. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. My boy knew it. I listened. Well, I ain't just listened to their podcast, but I listened to their podcast and I listened to what he said, and I take out key moments, key parts of when I'm listening to anybody, whether it's Players Lounge, hanging with the boys, Cowboys break, um, girls talk, boys talk, um, what's the other one I listen to? Talking Cowboys, and my other people that I listen to, Vach, Brian Broadis, uh, CFT Rome, Skywalker, Foots, Mark Holmes. Like I listen to all these guys on a day-to-day basis. I listen to them on my other page, but I listen to them on a day-to-day basis. And like I said, I listen to him. But shout out to Newey because Newey did something like I like the fact that he did this. He said on the Players Lounge podcast, he said that he asked Donovan Ezewaku, has he ever met DeMarcus Ware? Donovan said, I've never met him, never talked to him, but I'd love to talk to him. He put him in a group chat with DeMarcus Ware. He put him in a group chat, gave him his number so they can talk. I like that. We need to get the vets back in the facility to where they're talking to these type of players to where they can make them better, where they can learn from these vets. I like that from Newey. Newey, I hands down, I give it to him. I like that. I like that. if DeMarcus were sits down with Donovan Nezawaku, and I'm I'm thinking that Donovan wants to be great at his position. I think he'll be willing to learn from DeMarcus Ware. And he's sitting down with DeMarcus Ware. You think he's not gonna learn and get better? He know he spinned out. He know he did his spin move way before he should have done it when we was playing against the Eagles on that play. Like, he knows that. He realized that. He said in his interview. He didn't mention he was talking to DeMarcus Ware now. I heard this from Newey on the Players Lounge. That's great. I love players when they are superstars or projected to be superstars to come in and watch film and learn it. They try to be the best at their position. And that's what I was expecting from Micah, but that's not something he was willing to do. He wanted to rush the pass. I saw on one sideline sound from sidelines that they do whenever Cowboys win a game. And he was just trying to get back in there to get another sack. Like, really? That's what you thinking about it? Basing your career off just getting sacks, my guy? Like, you were drafted to be a linebacker. Are you willing to watch film and be like a Fred Warner or Ray Lewis, or, like I said, I was expecting him to be like our Patrick Willis? Like, no. You didn't even want the green dot on your helmet, bro. You didn't want the green dot on your helmet to call out the players for your defense. You didn't want to be that leader. You didn't. People are bypassing. Fans are bypassing this when it comes to Michael Parsons. Like, he didn't want to be that leader. He just wanted to rush the quarterback. That's all he wanted to do. He wasn't drafted to be a defensive end. He was never drafted to be a defensive end. He was drafted to be that linebacker that brings his defense together and get this defense going. That's what he was drafted for. That's exactly what he was drafted for. But that's not what he wanted to do. He didn't want to do that. He just wanted to rush the quarterback. Fine with that. Fine with that. But, like I said, Michael Parsons, we got Kenny Clark is nowhere near Michael Parsons, but Kenny Clark make that defensive line way better than what it was. Period. Period. I'm just saying. So, we play the Giants tomorrow. Like I said, if this game is close, then it's not. We are not the team that we thought we were. If this game is close, this game shouldn't be close. But like I said, at the same time, this defensive line that we're going against is way better than the Eagles. Way better than the Eagles. But if this team gets off running, passing, we might be in trouble. And we're not what we thought we were. I don't see it. I predicted a score of 38-10. That's my score, and that's what I'm sticking with. So, like I said, y'all tell me. But let me get out of here. Until next time. Bye, y'all. Peace.